जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारे जय गिरिवरधारे जय गोपी वल्लभ गिरिवरधारे गिरिवरधारे जय यशोदनन्दन जय व्रजजनरञ्जन जय व्रजजनरञ्जन जय यशोदनन्दन जय व्रजजनरञ्जन जय व्रजजनरञ्जन जय यमुना तीरवनचारे जय कुंज विहारी 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Jaya Radhe. Radha Madan Mohan, Jaya Radhe. Jai Jagannath Swami, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Marani ki jai, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nusum Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Vrindadev Tulasi Marani ki jai, Yugadharma Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki jai. All glories to the assembled Lord is Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Nama Vishnupada Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamane. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So today we are discussing 13th verse from 4th canto, chapter 27. Title is Attacked by Chandavega on the city of King Puranjana. Chandavega iti kyato, Chandavega iti kyato, Gandharvadhipati Nrupa, Gandharvadhipati Nrupa, Gandharvastasya balinaha, Gandharvastasya balinaha, Shatyuttara satatrayam, Shatyuttara satatrayam, Chandavega iti kyato, Gandharvadhipati Nrupa, Gandharvastasya balinaha, Shatyuttara satatrayam. Chandavega kyato Gandharvadhipati Nrupa Gandharvastasya balinaha Shatyuttara satatrayam Chandavega iti kyato balinaha. Any Matajis? Chandavega iti kyato Gandharvadhipati nrupa Gandharvastasya balinaha Shatpyuttara shatatrayam Chandavegaha Chandavega iti thus khyataha celebrated Gandharva belonging to the Gandharva Loka Adhipatihi king Nrupa O king Gandharvaha other Gandharvas Tasya his Balinaha very powerful soldiers Shashti 60 Uttara surpassing Shata 100 Trayam 3 Translation O king, in Gandharva Loka there is a king named Chandavega. Under him there are 360 very powerful Gandharva soldiers. Please repeat. O king, in Gandharva Loka there is a king named Chandavega. Under him there are 360 very powerful Gandharva soldiers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadate Swapadantikam. Purport. Time is figuratively described here as Chanda Vega. Chanda, one meaning is very severe, and Vega means velocity or speed. So something which moves a very, very speed. And here it's compared to time. There are many things, mysteries in this world. And many people are trying to find out the mysteries, why such things are happening, or what are the reasons. And they are secrets till they are found by some scientist or someone. Once they are found, then it is a known thing. It is a known thing. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked by someone, isn't it a good thing or a miracle? Can it make a person a very great? In fact, it is. So, what do you say, Prabhupada? And Prabhupada said that, no, miracles are for ignorant people. And the person didn't understand that. And then Prabhupada said that, see, any instrument, those who don't know how it is manufactured or how it is designed, for them it's miracle. Right? See, any smartphone or any electronic gadget is a miracle. Because hardly handful of people knew how to make them. But for others, it's miracle. Once upon a time, the television was a miracle. Of course, it's common now. Why? At that time, they are ignorant of that instrument. So it is miracle. Otherwise, it's not miracle. Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Balade Subhadra Marani ki jai. So similarly, so those who feel something as miracle, they are in ignorance, but they don't accept. For example, how gravitation is there for planets. It's a miracle for scientists. But for devotees, it's not miracle. Why? Because Lord Krishna explicitly spelled it out in Bhagavad Gita. Is my energy, all the intergalactic forces are working. Now, what do we do if we know, after knowing them? Whether we know or we don't know, we do the same four things, right? We eat, we sleep, we defend, and then we begetting children, byproducts. So they are the four things, whether we know or not. Everything is already there in the system, whether we know or not, they work. They work. So the time also is a very, very wonderful and mysterious phenomena for scientists, but it's a wonderful and it's a very required element for this material world. So the third canto particularly, a very, very significant number of locations, the time is explained. What is the time? What is the time? Because I'm not going into a very complicated way of explaining the time, but in short, the time is for those who wanted to enjoy. That's it. That's a time. Time for them. Those who have a desires, in materialistic way, those who have a desires, if they want to enjoy, then immediately that time will capture them. And what is the time? Time is representative of Lord Krishna. It's a representative of Lord Krishna. And once a soul is separated from Krishna by material desire, then from that time onwards, the conditioned life begins. Like another mystery is, see, the Vedic system talks about karma. So one of the classic question is, when karma began? Because whenever we want to define karma or understand karma, the scripture defines that because of past activities. Right? So when that past began? When the past was present? At what time? What time? Some ignorant people say that because people evolved from monkey, after evolving the karma began. Some people say that. But what is that beginning point? Why it came into the grip? Why we come into the grip of karma? The moment one desires to be separated from Lord in consciousness, not physical separation. In consciousness, at that time, at that moment, they will come under the influence of material time. And that's the beginning point of karma. That's the beginning point of karma. For that action, because that action is not instigated by any prior karma. That action of being separated from God, that is not instigated by karma. That is a choice. There's a choice. And choices are not instigated by karma at that time. But once the soul fell down from that incident, then it's a combination of everything, permutation and combination of present and past. That moment acts as past. So that's the time. And many, many great thinkers are thinking about time, what actually it is. One reason why the scientists are behind to explore the world and to crack the mysteries is just By doing so, it gives them a facility to be distinguished from others. Suppose, another example, this is also a very classical example, Srila Prabhupada says that, Swamiji, you are saying Krishna, we should know Krishna, that's sufficient, everything. Then is it not important to know about how grass grows? We know that example, right? How grass grows. Is it not important to know then? Along with knowing Krishna. And Prabhupada simply smashed him. Whether you know it, you don't know it, the grass is growing, and whether you know it, you don't know it, cow is eating grass, whether you know it, you don't know it, cow is giving wonderful milk. And whether you know, you don't know, and the cow milk is nutritious and healthy food. Then why is it required to know how grass is growing for you or for anyone? So then why then the people try like that? Something which is not known to anyone, they wanted to know. Because it gives them a facility to become a superior among others. It immediately pushes relatively the other people into an ignorant level from the perspective of the person who knew like how grass grows. So and then their cheating program will begin. And they wanted to dominate. They wanted to see we are producing a bluegrass. So come on, please acknowledge we are very great. So they are seeking this acknowledgement. So because of this root contamination of to become a superior artificially, to become superior, and that's what actually destroys everything. That's what destroys everything in this world. Whatever is required, the God has given for us, whatever knowledge is required, it is already there. It is already there. Simply we have to learn and apply and go back to spiritual world. And whoever becomes free from the materialistic, this is one of the materialist desire, right? To dominate others. Life is not meant to dominate others. Life is meant to learn how to become a good servants of Lord Krishna. And then going back to spiritual, that's what life is meant for. So the material, now whoever by mercy giving up these material desires, the time releases them. The time energy releases its grip. Releases its grip. We all know, right? 4 Kumaras, they stayed like a small babies, boys, like maybe 4 years, 5-year-old boys, and then they didn't develop their body after that. They stayed at that age. You know why? Because the time energy stopped working at that moment on them because they became completely free from material desires. So when they're free from material desires, then they don't need any kind of material facilities because they don't have any desire to enjoy. See, why this world is designed the way it is now is because many people have a different ways to enjoy. So the world is designed like that. The world is designed like that. And why the world is designed the way it is? Because many people wanted to dominate. So the world is designed and some things kept a secret. So later on in future, that facilitates the people to cater their dominating tendency. In fact, after Khandava Prastha was burnt and being burnt and protected by Arjuna, one demon was protected, and the demon wanted to give gift to Arjuna and Krishna. And the demon was highly advanced. than advanced scientists today, than advanced engineers today. So, and then he wanted to give the mechanical and electronic technology. Krishna became so worried. No, 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 this is not for us. This is not for us. Keep it for future. We don't accept this. We don't accept this. This is for future. Meaning present day. Why? Because it facilitates certain kind of mentality. It kindles some people. It's required. Otherwise they become very, very upset. They can't stay peaceful. Like monkey. Monkey cannot stay peaceful unless it got something to dismantle or something like that. So now, what is time, right? Yeah, let's go to the remaining purport. Since time and tide wait for no man, time is herein called Chanda Vega, which means very swiftly passing away. Very, very swiftly passing away. As time passes, it is calculated in terms of years. Yeah. So here, this is a very famous saying, time and tide wait for none. So there was a king, and he was a very, very humble king. He never becomes victim of appreciation. We become victims of something or the other. Have you ever thought? We'll become victims. Like we'll become victims of social media. Victim means that which causes us harm. If we become victim of something, means that by that something harm us. That's what. Then we say that we became victim. So we are become victims of many, many things. Victims of pollution, victims of smartphones, victims of bad relationships, victims of, yes. So, but this king was a very, very humble. And many people appreciated him. You are the controller of the entire kingdom. And king said, wait. But I am controlled. Are you controlled? By what? I'll show you how I am controlled. Just wait for some time. And then after that, a little bit, age grew. And then he called, see, I became a little older. Now, what is controlling me? And then he said, time. And every minister became very, very wondered at the wisdom of the king. And then king said, there's another one also, I'll show you. And then he take the ministers to the ocean. And then said that, oh ocean, stop waving. And ocean never stopped. See, you said I am the controller and everyone is my order carrier. See, the ocean is not carrying my order. So I am a powerful. And then minister agreed. So this is wisdom. Wisdom is not to know something which is unknown to anyone. That is simply ignorance. Because, I'll give an example how it is ignorance. To know unknown things, particularly the others, like mechanistic or electronic, electrical or computer, whatever it is, technological way. Technological. It is actually ignorance because suppose someone created, say, a satellite. It's so much technology is there, all kinds of fields from all departments. So much technology is involved in satellite creation, right? And then they say that we achieved this because we did a lot of research in understanding how matter or materials work. Properties of matter. Because we discovered them. So we manipulated the matter into different ways, and finally we achieved a wonderful innovation, satellite. But from Krishna's point of view, why Krishna is allowing that? See, the properties of matter are not created by them, right? It's not created by anyone. It's created by God. We may use the properties and then change the matter. That's it. The properties are not under our control. Like for example, at room temperature, water will be liquid. Now, can anyone change it at room temperature? Water, can anyone force it to vapor at room temperature? It's not possible. It's simply not possible. That's it. That's what the properties of matter. And that's what the creation is. And that's what the creation is. That creation no one can change. So, the scientists use the properties the properties given by Lord Krishna, and then they manipulate, and then they say that it's our achievement. But what if the properties are changed by Lord Krishna? Everything collapses immediately, right? Everything collapses. Everything. In fact, one great scientist from our ISKCON, Swarup Damodar Goswami, he says that even at that time, something like 50 years ago, he said that if electronic charge is changed a little bit, electronic charge is fixed, right? So many students are here, at least science students. Electron charge is fixed to some number. If that is changed a little bit, the entire universe will be different. It may be destroyed also. So that's the creation. That the fixity is there, right? So that's the creation is. So everyone is under the control of time. And here it said that passing away, right? Something which is passing away. Suppose if anyone goes to another planet, like the planet is not revolving, spinning around itself. Now, can we distinguish the day and night difference? We cannot. We cannot distinguish difference between day and night. Now, can we say then the time is suspended? We cannot say. So, something which is passing, that is time. That is time. So, this is set into motion at the time of creation of every universe. Every universe. And then, as time proceeds, at some in a duration of time, Lord Krishna assigns that time to a certain set of souls. And again, another duration, Lord Krishna assigns the duration to another set of souls, or the same set of souls who changed their attitude. And they will enter into a second duration and then another duration like that. So these durations are nothing but yugas. We say, right, this is Kali Yuga, this is Kali Yuga. Why it is Kali Yuga now? Why can't it be Dwapara Yuga or Krita Yuga or Treta Yuga? Why? Because the souls who are about to take birth in this period of time have developed a certain kind of mentality. So Lord Krishna assigned this period for those souls. And guess who are there? Whoever are in Kali Yuga now. Whoever are. And what is that characteristic of that nature? Quarrelsome. Quarrelsome means fighting. For every small thing, fight. Suppose if wife puts a chair in house in a certain direction and husband shouts it. Why you put like that? Put the other side or something different way. Such a small thing, keeping chair at some place. But they fight. They fight. Such an unnecessary thing, but people fight. Then what to speak of something which are important, more important? They kill each other. So that's Kali Yuga. So time is actually the agent of Krishna which facilitates the living. Suppose, see, why Lord Chaitanya gave the 10,000 years golden period? Why? Because he knew that how devotion works, because he is none other than Krishna. So he definitely knew how devotion works on our hearts. So if anyone by their own choice, if they accept the Harinama, then their mentality will be changed. And will be changed to what? At least 2 previous yugas. So within the Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya embedded a period of time that works as a golden period. So he came as golden incarnation to give us golden period. To give us golden period. Okay, so 1 year contains 360 days, and the soldiers of Chandavega herein mentioned represent these days. Time passes swiftly. Chandavega's powerful soldiers of Gandharva Loka very swiftly carry away all the days of our life. So, as sun rises and sets, it snatches away the balance of our lifespan. So, one of the great acharya in our lineage, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that every day sun rises and sun sets, and we celebrate the day, but we miss the point that we lost one day in our life. So many, like something like 200 or 180 years ago, he said this. 180 years ago, he said this. So time passes day by day, and we lose our life. That is why in Vedic life, there is no such thing celebration of birthday. Have you ever observed that? In Vedic way, there is no such thing celebration of birthday. I mean, their own birthday. What I mean to say. Nobody celebrates their own birthday. In fact, they don't even bother when they were born. Even my birth date exactly I don't know. Whatever the birthday, in documents legally, that's not original. At that time, whatever my father gave on his own, that became my birthday. So they don't bother about these things. Why? Because birthday means we lost something wonderful in our life. That is Lord Krishna. So what is fun in that, in celebrating it? We lost something. Do we celebrate something when we lose something? We celebrate when we gain something. Yes? If someone buys a car, celebrate. And someone, marry because they gain, new relationships. So they celebrate. A child takes birth, new. So they celebrate. Something new they celebrate. But something we lose, why we have to celebrate? So that's the reason why the Vedic style is completely, a lifestyle which brings us to the happiness, the truth. Brings us the truth. The truth is we lose one day, definitely, in our life. Every day. That the sun passes, we lose one day. That's the truth. Have we accept the truth of our life, we will become very happy. Really. Really. Something which is inevitable in our life, that is definitely truth. Yes? Old age is truth. Yes or not? No. Old age is truth. Something we have now, we may lose tomorrow. It's true. It's true. Nothing will stay with us permanent. That's another aspect of time. There is another aspect of time. Like train journey. People travel While traveling, they chit-chat with others, maybe few hours, and then after the interaction, again they separate each other. Right? So that's time. So time brings people close together, and the same time separates people. Same time separates people. So if we understand this fact, then guess what will happen? The free to mentality will be destroyed. The free to mentality will be destroyed because whatever we do, we will lose it after some time. And then in in gaining by doing something, definitely hard struggle is involved. But when one is enlightened by this time energy, then at one point of time he may think, see, why I have to work so hard? Anyway, after some time I will lose it. So then, what is the point in that? What's the point in that? So the fourth canto particularly is meant to curb our free to mentality. That is why in fourth canto they discussed about time. A lot. A lot. Okay. It is therefore it is therefore said that the duration of one's life cannot be saved. But if one is engaged in devotional service, his time cannot be taken away by the sun. So this is the point. So when one engages in devotional service, then that person will become free from influence of time. Influence of time. Okay. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter, 17 verse, Ayur harati vaipumsam udyan astam cha yannasau. The conclusion is that if one wants to make himself immortal, he should give up sense gratification. By engaging oneself in devotional service, one can gradually enter into the eternal kingdom of God. So it means there is a close relation. Whoever wants to go to spiritual world, there is a spiritual world. Just like how this world existed, there are many, many, many different worlds exist, or different planets, or different universes. And similarly, the places where the Supreme Lord stay, they exist. And whoever wants to go there, they have to develop a particular type of attitude. And that attitude is to give up sense gratification, to give up expecting results. So if anyone develops that, then they are fit. At least they will begin suitable, or they become suitable to stay in spiritual world. Just like if anyone wants to go to USA, they will check whether they can survive there or not. Yes, because many things are different there. Lifestyle is different, and relations are different, cultural aspects are different. Many things are different. So without adjusting such things, one cannot stay there. It's not possible. It repels them, it throws them out. It throws them. So similarly, if anyone wants to go to spiritual world, they have to follow these things. So then the heart becomes suitable. Suitability is for what? Suitability is to receive the Lord's love. To receive Lord's love into our hearts. That's a suitability. That's a suitability. And in what way the Lord's love comes? It makes these, by practicing these things, giving a free to mentality, it makes our heart prepared to receive that love. There's a very close relation between free to mentality and then understanding the God. Very close relation. A free to mentality acts as a reflective surface. Reflective surface. That makes everyone, free to mentality makes everyone to understand the same situation completely opposite way. Completely opposite way. Many examples are there. Anyway, I'm not going into that. Let's complete the purpose. Mirages and other illusory things are sometimes called Gandharvas. Our losing our lifespan is taken as advancement of age. This imperceptible passing away of the days of life is figuratively referred to in this verse as Gandharvas. As explained in later verses, such Gandharvas are both male and female. This indicates that both men and women lose their lifespan imperceptibly by the force of time, which is herein described as Chandavega. So finally, whoever becomes powerful, they will lose their power as time passes. They must. Many uh, in modern terminology they call civilizations, right? So many civilizations buried, many civilizations. And once upon a time, the world emperors, today they are struggling to get their daily bread. And today they are facing drought. And once upon a time, very powerful persons, and they are committing suicide. And in fact, they are committed. Many examples are there. Many examples. So like I heard Hitler committed suicide. I don't know it is true or not, but I heard like that. But once upon a time he was a very powerful person. Even recent, just few days ago I heard there is a one person who was earning 2 lakh per month salary person committed suicide. Normally, one who earns a lot of money, they develop a desire to enjoy the life, right? But this person committed suicide. I don't know him personally, but I know another person who knew about the person who committed suicide. He told me. So time factor is unstoppable, and whatever we have, it will be separated in future by time. Even devotional things. Like, best example, Shad Goswamis. One by one passing from this world, the others are feeling acute separation. They felt acute separation. Because of that separation, that burning them a lot, so they stopped everything in their life and wanted to meet the departed Goswami, the remaining Goswamis. So even devotional things. For that matter, it's because of time, the earth planet lost the association of Lord Krishna. Bhumi Devi lost the separation. So for a devotee, that separation is a more intense and unbearable than anything else. Because devotee develops that much attachment to Lord Krishna. So much so that If something, if anything disconnected from Lord, if a devotee, if it happens to do, then that devotee cannot tolerate it. Cannot tolerate it. And that devotee can tolerate any kind of injustice, any kind of mistreatment, any kind of whatever the social disregard or anything. But if it is something separated from Krishna, oh, he cannot tolerate it. That is what Shunaitam Jagat Sarvam, Lord Chaitanya says. So only those devotees on that level, they can experience these things. So time is very, very wonderful aspect. There's so much to discuss about time still. But particularly technically, I'm not getting into. If anyone technically want, they can meet me. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavatma. Wonderful session, Prabhu. My little takeaway is that time, can we call time as a material concept? One, because when I compare time, I will say that my time span is this much. Because when I compare with the material body only, I can compare that my time span is this much. But soul is eternal. So the time that we are talking with respect to soul cannot be limited with time. It is eternal. There is no end, no neither beginning. So in that sense, if you see, time is material concept, not a eternal concept or a spiritual concept, because whenever we say spiritual, we say that there is no
So
beginning
what is
and
the
end.
question?
The question is that can we now say in one way or conclude in one way that time with our reference is material concept, not spiritual concept?
No.
Hare Krishna.
No. Something Lord Krishna can never be material. And time is Lord Krishna, we can say both, either Lord Krishna directly or his representative. Okay? And Srila Prabhupada very clearly explained, maybe in previous verses, I didn't remember, clearly explained that what we say or we call time, let us say from 8 o'clock to say 9 o'clock, 1 hour passed, right? And usually to define that, the scientists require a change to define time. Like if an object moves from this place to another place. So it is required for them to define time. So it is required for them, it is required to observe a change to define time. But that's not the definition of the time of the scripture, and that's not the definition of the actual time. Actual time is independent. It doesn't depend on any material thing. Whatever you said, like my age, say older, 1 year older I became. It's actually a way we say it. But whether we became older or not, like let's take four Kumaras. They stayed at that young age, 4 or 5 years age. But now can we say that the time stopped? No, time is passing. But its influence stopped on them. So to define time, we don't need anything else. To define Lord Krishna is a reference for everything. To define a reference, what reference we can make? It's not possible. It's not possible. So, Hare Krishna. You have something, bro? No. Okay. Can it be passed?
Hare Krishna
Atipriya
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Atipriya Srinivas, right? Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class. So my question is, time seems to be having an impact
We have a
Time seems to be having an impact on everything material.
pattern.
Impact.
Okay, impact. Okay,
Time
okay.
seems to
Impact.
have impact on everything material. At the same time, I see that in the initial days of Krishna consciousness, we have a lot of enthusiasm and excitement and so many other things. And as time passes by, there is a tendency to take everything as mundane
Yes.
and find it very monotonous and find it very difficult to sustain.
Yes.
So, is it also the impact of time? Does time also
Yes,
influence
yes,
spiritual
exactly,
things?
exactly. It's because of time.
Okay, so how do we overcome that? That's a personal question I have.
See,
Yeah.
the time acts on the people who are, who have free to mentality. So here, what is a free to mentality? The free to mentality is, see, just like for everything, Krishna is a reference, right? Similarly, for everything, for everything devotional, a pure devotee is a reference. Now, we cannot separate devotion from a devotee who is practicing or who is perfected in that. We cannot separate it. So, it means we cannot separate it. It means everything we do devotionally. You are asking about a slackening enthusiasm in devotion, right? Yeah. So, everything we do devotion have a reference, a pure devotee as a reference. It means it cannot be separated from the devotee. It means we cannot do anything by separating from a devotee and then saying that it is a devotion. It is devotion. Shall I repeat? Okay. See, why the lineage, the parampara is there just to make us free from this free to mentality. What is free to mentality? I do whatever I like for my enjoyment. That's a quotation, for my enjoyment. So now that free to mentality creeps into devotional, when we do devotional activities also. So just like any other activity, we do devotional activities, but not attaching them to a pure devotee. That's a free to mentality. So time progresses, the time wants to check that free to mentality. So in other words, a slackening of enthusiasm will be avoided by attaching our devotional activities to a pure devotee. So then the time, it's not to anyone else. It's not to anyone else attaching the activities. Like sometimes, okay, I have to accept a guru. I have to do these things. Okay, then who is a guru in the shelf? Okay, how many are there? And then let me find out someone. And then let me take initiation. And then, no. This slackening enthusiasm will not go away like that. The Krishna's energy must flow through the parampara, and that energy, that bhakti shakti, will make us free from free to mentality. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Any other? Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.